Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Mr. Mark, the sticker man. And I'm here with my daughter, Gia.
Hi.
And my puppy, Millie. Millie's making her first Christian video ever. She's so excited. Welcome. I've got my shirt on and my stickers and my yellow shoes, but it doesn't really feel like church because I'm not there with you wherever you're at. And I miss you very much and really looking forward to being back at church with you sometime very soon. But in the meantime, I have a Bible story that I'd like to share with you this morning. It's not a great happy ending kind of story, but it's an important story because without it, we can't get to Easter. Jesus is in a place called the Garden of Gethsemane with three of his disciples, Peter, John, and James. And it's late at night, it's dark, and it's quiet. And after a time, he tells them to stay awake and be on watch. And he was going to go and pray with his Father. And he has this intense time of prayer when he just pours out his heart to God because he's confused about what's going to happen. He really doesn't want to go through with it if he doesn't have to. In fact, I have the Message Bible here open with me, and here's what Jesus says as part of his prayer to his Father there in the garden. He says, Jesus fell on his face praying, "My Father, if there is any way, get me out of this. But please, it's not what I want. What do you want?" And his prayer time went on very much like that for a long time there in the garden. When he took a break from prayer to go back to see his friends, he always found them asleep. So he would wake them up and return to prayer and, of course, come back later to find them again sleeping. Finally, after this happening 3 times, he wakes up Peter, James, and John, and he tells them, "Hey, it's time to go. Get up. My betrayer is coming." So about that time, Judas shows up and he shows the men where Jesus is. They're coming with swords and clubs and they go to take him away. And just before they do that, Peter leaps up and pulls out his sword. And Peter is a disciple who was always very, he acted and he said things sometimes without thinking very well. And he takes a wild swing and he cuts off the ear of one of the men who were coming to take away Jesus. And Jesus, being Jesus, very quickly heals the man's ear. And after he does this, he turns to Peter and says, "What are you doing? You gonna protect me? I could call down 70,000 angels from heaven to protect me if I wanted to, but I can't do that because I have to fulfill what the scriptures are saying about me, and I have to do my Father's will." And at that point in time, they take Jesus away and he's arrested. Now, there's a few different takeaways from this story, but maybe the most important one is this. Even though Jesus really didn't want to go through the agony and the suffering that he would go through, he ultimately submitted to his Father's will. He put God's plan over his plan. And this is something that was talked about on Sunday. And because he put his plan below God's, he obeyed. That was the key thing. He obeyed. It meant that he put us before him. His sacrifice on the cross meant that Gia and me and all of you, we would have a chance to meet Jesus and see him in heaven and have eternal life. And that level of sacrifice, if Jesus didn't do that, everything in the world would be so different. And I think Jesus would say, "Hey, you may never have to go through such persecution, be nailed to a cross, but you will have times when you can sacrifice and you can put other people in front of you. Maybe it's friends, maybe it's family, maybe it's strangers, but you will have that opportunity to live life the Jesus way." Well, that's our story for today. I'm so glad that you could listen in for just a few minutes. And please remember, I miss you very much. I'm not getting any stickers to put on this ball. It's never going to grow until I get back to church with all of you. So I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. We can play games, do crafts, earn prizes, eat donuts, and learn a lot more about Jesus. So for Gia, for Millie, I hope you have a fantastic Easter and be blessed. And as always, be awesome. Thanks so much and have a great day.